Hi, and welcome to IEP Answers. I'm Liz Weaver of Learning Success, and I'll be your host for this exciting video series. IEP Answers is an initiative to help you understand Individualized Education Plans, otherwise known as IEPs. In this video series, you will hear from educational professionals and parents alike, giving you a well-rounded perspective from a variety of viewpoints. This information will help you determine if an IEP is needed at all, and if so, how to work with the school to design an IEP that is a scaffolding to building a better student rather than a crutch for them to lean on. In today's video, we have Dr. Ingrid Klimek. And Dr. Ingrid is the owner and CEO of Our Special Village, a shared space for families with special needs to discuss special needs issues. You can visit her website at ourspecialvillage.com for more information on how you can help your child succeed. Today she gives us a video and its understanding about what an IEP is really about. So let's take a watch at Ingrid's video.
Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Ingrid Klimek, and I'm here to give parents some constructive advice in regards to IEPs for their children. One of the things that I encounter very often when parents are considering having an IEP for their child is a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety around how to go about requesting an IEP. Is this the right thing to do? And the feeling that an IEP is something that's to be done to a child and not for the child. So let's just break through some of those barriers today so we can understand a little bit more what an IEP really entails. One of the most important aspects of this is that parents are really the central point of IEPs, and nothing gets done without a parent's consent. So first of all, especially if this is an initial IEP, so in other words, if this is the first time that you're considering having an IEP for your child, it is the parent that initiates this. A teacher may approach the parent, a teacher may approach an administrator may approach the parent, but nothing gets done without the parent's advice and the parent's consent. So that means a lot. That means that the parent's word is what matters, especially when it comes to the first time that an IEP gets done. Okay, so one of the things to consider is that the law requires that the student, your child, be served in the least restrictive environment. What does this mean? It means many different things, and it really applies to every child in particular. The least restrictive environment may be a very structured environment for a particular child, maybe a class with 8 children or 6 children. And maybe for another child, it may just be some extra tutoring, some extra help, or maybe even some related services. So what constitutes a least restrictive environment for each particular child depends on that child alone. And so the first thing that you need to do as a parent when you are navigating or exploring, possibly having an IEP for your child, is to see if there was anything that was done before. For example, has the school tried extra supports? Has the school tried tutoring? Has the school tried setting time apart for your child, or have they tried different methods or different approaches? Everything that would be tried with any normally developing child should be tried with any child regardless of level. And those options need to be explored before an IEP is even considered. So when you're thinking about, does my child need an IEP, really think about what was done before. Have a conversation with the administration at the school, with the principal, with the assistant principal, with the teacher, also with the school psychologist. Those people should be able to give you feedback on what methods, what strategies and techniques were already utilized in order to teach your child. If you feel that you've tried at home, the school has tried, that that the answers that you're getting are satisfactory to you, and you feel that you need to move forward, then maybe the next step is to request an IEP review. What does this mean? Basically, what you do is you write a request and you say, I feel that my child, based on all my conversations with school personnel and my observations as a parent, I feel that my child needs extra support, and I would like to request a review, an evaluation for an IEP. And that means that all these different evaluations are going to get conducted. There's going to be a psychological evaluation, there's going to be a social evaluation. You're going to have to come in, you're going to have to talk about what you see, as your home life's trends and difficulties, and, how you see your child's difficulties. And there's going to be a class observation. All these things are going to come together. And then in the end, you are going to meet with the team. You as a parent are a central aspect of this team. So you are not just going to sit there and you're not just going to nod your head and listen to what the rest of the team has to say, but you are going to be able to give input, and you are going to be able to talk to them and tell them, yes, I agree with everything you're saying, let's talk about a plan. Or no, I think that maybe let's backtrack and let's see if something least restrictive or even more restrictive, whatever it is that you're considering, they should be able to listen to you. One of the things I also tell parents is that you should also keep in the back of your mind that, say, for example, you went through the evaluations, you went to the IEP team meeting, an IEP is being drafted for your child, and then you go home and you feel like maybe something that, maybe you're thinking about something else that it didn't occur to you at the meeting. You can always go back and have that revised. You have 10 days to, write back to the team and say, listen, I didn't think about this at the meeting, but please incorporate this into the plan. You can always request a review. And last but not least, you can always withdraw your consent. So the fact that you've given consent once does not mean that that consent is forever. You can have your child be serviced through an IEP, and then 2 years from now you feel like that was not something that should have been done, and you can withdraw your consent, and it's like you've never given consent at all. You're given 10 days to change your mind, and if that doesn't happen, then your child becomes a general education student, and if you would like to start over the process, then you have to start from zero. I want you to keep in mind two concepts: not only the least restrictive environment, but also the free appropriate public education. The least restrictive environment, we spoke a little bit about this before, is when your child is being serviced in the least restrictive environment for your child. For example, if my child could function very well with an IEP in an integrated classroom, then that's the least restrictive environment for my child. But if my child's least restrictive environment is a group of 12 children, then that would be the least restrictive environment for my child. I don't want to put my child in a day treatment program, for example, because that would be too restrictive. And I don't want to just give related services because that's not restrictive enough. It has to be the least restrictive environment for your child. And the other one is a free appropriate public education. What does this mean? Is that school districts are required to provide this to you at no cost to you. So just keep that in mind when you are requesting an IEP, that anything that you're requesting should not come from your pocket. It should be something that's provided at no cost to you. It should be free and appropriate in public education. If there are resources for parents or recourses for parents that feel that this is not being met. And of course, parents have parental rights, and I encourage every parent to find out more about the law. It's called IDEA, and it's a law that's crafted so that students are being serviced in the LRE, the least restrictive environment, the free appropriate public education, and the parents have rights to ensure that this is how the students are being serviced. I thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you, and I hope this is not the last opportunity that I have to talk to you, and wish you the best in your pursuits for your child education. Bye.
Thanks for that fantastic video, Ingrid. This video has been part of IEP Answers Initiative, an initiative to educate parents about IEPs from a variety of viewpoints. We've created this because this is an important subject that so many parents need to understand. Please make sure to share the video and use the hashtag IEP Answers so we can find you on social media. If you would like to be a part of IEP Answers Initiative and share your story or expertise on the subject, you can get in touch with us by using the contact form at www.learningsuccesssystem.com, and please put IEP Answers in the subject line. Thank you for watching, thank you for sharing, and in case no one's told you yet today, you are an amazing parent. I appreciate you for showing up and doing the work that it takes to embrace your child's brilliance and help unleash their potential. I'm Liz Weaver from Learning Success, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.